Hello, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with another product review for you. Now, today I found this at Walmart and I got really excited and I just couldn't wait to get my little mitts on it and bring it home and, see what was what. Because, granted, now I know I haven't done any loom knitting tutorials yet, but I thought this would be a great sort of segue into it because this is the first time in which I've seen a round knitting loom that was of a smaller gauge. Typically, the one that I have is by Loops and Threads. I found it at Michael's, very reasonably priced, different sized hoops and so forth. But problem is, you need a size 5 bulky weight yarn. And the problem with that is not all of us like to use bulky weight yarn. So you could always take 2 strands of a worsted weight yarn and work with both of those held together to create a bulky weight yarn. Now, I thought, ooh, look at this. It is a lightweight yarn round loom set. And this is by, where is it? It is Boye brand, I believe. Hang on. Yes, it is Boye. Yes, it is by Boye brand. And so it's the lightweight round loom set. And so you can do flat or circular and etc., etc. And the beauty of this is that you can use a lightweight or a medium weight of yarn. And the loom sizes are 5.5, 7.5, or 9.5 inches. So, and as you can see, you've got a cute little baby hat, you have a cowl, and you have an adult-sized slouch. And I was totally gung-ho. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go for it. And I have the receipt here somewhere. Let me see. Yep, okay. So the price of this was $14.93 at Walmart. Granted, prices may vary based on your location, etc., etc. And so I thought, let's give it a whirl. Now, it comes with a little pick, not too sharp, and a yarn needle, typical, yarn needle, and 3 different sized of these, these looms. And so I started fiddling around, thinking, oh, great, I can make use of the Red Heart Fair Isle yarn, which I have way too much of right now. See my previous review on this yarn. I'll put a link to it in the description box down below. And so I started fiddling around with it. And I'm going to show you just what happened. Yes, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so like I said, this is not actually a tutorial, this is more of a review, although, like I said, I do plan on doing loom knitting tutorials at some point. When? I don't know, but at some point. I have a lot on my plate. So, after doing my initial slip knot and my E-wrap cast on, it's then a matter of going in for your next pass. And so you can see that, the pegs do have the little groove on them, which is really helpful for when you're putting in your pick. And then I noticed that each of these pegs has a groove in it. Now, that's not necessarily a problem. However, if you look closely at the indentation there, it's not flush, okay? It's not a smooth, it has a bit of a lip there, okay? If you can see that properly. I know it's kind of tricky, but it's not smooth. Therefore, all of these top loops are caught into that groove, and I'll show you what I mean. So as, you're doing your bottom loop over the top loop deal, which is nothing new. Now, of course, I made my slip knot a little too tight. Again, go figure. There we go. So, putting the bottom loop over the top loop, yeah, we know all about that. Those of us that are familiar with loom knitting. And yeah, I have every intention of at some point doing a tutorial. It's just a matter of when, So the thing is, yeah, you're putting the bottom loop over the top loop, pretty standard. But here's the problem. Problem is that then when you're trying to get these top loops to scooch down, they don't scooch. No, they get stuck. And so you have to literally force them down because they get caught in that groove. And now I have patience, don't get me wrong. Yes, I'm not a doctor, but I have patience. But do I have that much patience in order to do that every time? Now also, what you could conceivably do is to wrap the yarn lower down so it's not completely up there and flush with the top. You could go down and hold it and hold it and hold it. It takes twice as long to do what you want to do. And it almost defeats the purpose entirely. So, if I do that, trying not to get it caught in there, and then do the next one, trying to have it not get caught into that groove, it's counterintuitive, and like I said, I was so excited about the prospect of this, and I hate to say it, my hopes were a bit dashed, because the easiest and quickest way to do the E-wrap is, going close to the peg, and so on and so forth, a very fluid motion, it's very, very soothing and very calming, but this process, unfortunately, is anything but soothing or calming or meditative, because after you put your bottom loop over the top loop, you then quite literally have to fight with your yarn, because it gets caught in those little ravines, if you will, those notches, and as a result, you can't do what you want to do, and so the thing is, typically, you could just sort of, from the back side, pull these, see, I'm trying to pull these stitches down. They're not going down, You have to literally force them down. And I think that the concept of this product, I think it was a great idea. However, the design of the product seriously needs some work. Oh my. You can see just how difficult this is. It should not be this difficult. Therefore, I would strongly give it a thumbs down. Yes, 2 thumbs down. Actually, okay, 1 thumb down, 1 thumb just a little bit up, because the idea is good. Don't get me wrong. I like the fact that they're trying to accommodate lighter weight yarns as opposed to having to go straight to a bulky. However, don't. Unless if you really don't mind having to fight with it, and if you like a conflict in your life, I don't know of many people that do, but if you don't mind that aspect, then I would say it's a great idea. And that way you can still use just 1 strand of a worsted or apparently a 3-weight yarn. However, I hate to say this, but I'm actually going to bring this back because I am that disappointed. I cannot in good conscience keep this. As much as I love tools and yarn gadgets and different techniques and things, I am afraid I'm going to have to return this. And that is very rare for me. Usually I'll suck it up and I will keep it and I'll work with it, but this is too much of a fight for me, So that being said, I personally would not recommend this product. Okay? Boy, I'm sure you are going to be not pleased with me, but you know what? I am not pleased with your product. I am disappointed. I use your crochet hooks all the time. I love your crochet hooks. It's my preferred brand, really. But this, no. Also, another thing, the pick really could have been sharper. The handle, not very comfortable in the hand, and the needle, I'm sorry, this is about the cheapest quality I've seen in quite some time. That being said, also the instructions, I have a feeling somebody else bought this and returned it because the instructions are in complete disarray. The instructions do state to cast on loosely. Well, I tried that a second time, and it still didn't help because the next time when you're wrapping, you're still getting caught in these notches. So if they could fix this, if they could make this notch have a smooth transition, I think it would actually be totally worth it. However, as it currently is, it is so not worth it. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I want to save you from the grief and aggravation of thinking, I can make this work. Well, not even I, and I am by no means a professional or a master of anything new, but based on my loom knitting experience, this is, yes. Granted, the pegs are nice and firm. They're not going anywhere, unlike a lot of other brands of loom knitting devices. I'm not worried that the pegs are going to come out, but the yarn isn't going to come out either. I know I'm beating a dead horse with a stick right now, but I just want to make all of my points abundantly clear. And the most important is that this design aspect is hugely flawed, and therefore I would strongly not recommend you getting this, and I'm going to return this at my nearest convenience. So if you're interested, and if you think that you can get around this issue, by all means, I would say go for it. It would be a great way of utilizing your 3 and 4 weight yarn. However, in good conscience, I cannot recommend this product, and I just had to share this information with you guys because I believe that an informed consumer is a happy consumer, and I want to keep you guys happy because I am not happy right now, and I don't want you to have this yourself, the same problem. So until next time, I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, and above all, stay stitching. I love you guys. I hope you have a great, great day, and I will see you soon. Bye for now.